Hi, Beats.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, I am so tired.
Oh, you're sleepy?
I'm so sleepy. I've been rubbing my face all day. My eyes are completely red and I
You've
can't
been
stop.
rubbing your face all day.
Yeah, I'm so
Why are you
tired.
so sleepy?
Well, I woke up this morning and I...
As you do.
As you do, you know. Sadly. You know. And I looked through my emails because I have been awaiting, if I made it into the school that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yes.
For math.
Yeah.
And it was like, yay, you got, you're gonna study math. And the first lesson is in 1 hour.
Oh, shit. Oh, you found out, you found out now, this morning, that you actually got in.
Yeah.
And class was in an hour.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And I was like, oh shit. And then I started panicking and I was flew up from the bed and I was like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? And then I read through the entire email and all the links and it turns she was like, yeah, you gotta log into this or log into that and then you can come to the Google Meet, la 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 la. And then at the bottom she was like, in this fat text, she had written, you don't have a password. You don't have a login because you applied late. Yeah. Which happens. But so therefore you can't be on the first class. Okay. And you can't be on the introduction. And by the way, you have a thing you need to turn in this Friday that they are gonna go over this class this morning. Oh. So I have been stressed today. I've been stressed and I've been buying books and looking into that and then you're not gonna buy our book? No, I bought a digital. Oh yeah, that's smart. Because they had video courses and stuff like that. So yeah, just a random side note. My husband took the same class that Hilda is taking now, 2 years ago. So she was gonna buy our book. That's what I meant with that. Yeah. But sorry, continue. But so yeah, I've been. My mind has. I have a headache. Oh, my mind has been a lot. It's been a lot today. But now sucks. I feel like I have calmed down. I worked out and I really worked out hard because I felt like I just needed to release all of the get it out. Yeah, and I feel better now, but now I'm tired instead. Yeah. But rather tired than stressed, maybe. Yeah, very much so. But anyway, how are you? I'm doing good. I've had a long day in class as well. We had such a stressful situation. There was miscommunication between the teacher and the students, and we thought that we were doing a presentation on a big project on Thursday, and it was actually today. So we've been working really hard this weekend, and I think our teacher acknowledged that in the end because he actually pushed our deadline for another assignment hand-in, which was supposed to be due Wednesday, but he pushed it to Monday to give us more time and to relax. So he was like, now when class is done, I want you all to turn off everything school related and just have some fun, do something you like. He's really sweet. I like him a lot. Oh my god, what a great teacher. Yeah, he's really nice. It bothered me with the miscommunication stuff because I feel like that could have been avoided. But this is a new situation. I mean, we have distance classes and it's a new situation for the teachers as well as the students. So shit happens, pretty much. You be glad that he was a cool teacher who could give you a little bit of an easy leeway. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I do have a fun note for you. Oh. Since you're all tired and maybe want a little pick-me-up. I've been speaking to a fan of our show, aka my dad. Shout out to my dad once again. Sponsored by Leia's dad. Yes. But we were talking about the podcast and he really loves what we're doing. Oh, he's so sweet. And he wanted to make a note that he knows that you're a big fan of Dragon Age. Yeah. And he actually has the Dragon Age board game. What?
Yeah, because you know my dad's a collector of games and books.
Yeah.
Which is an understatement. And one of the many games he has is the board game of Dragon
No
Age.
way.
So I asked him if we could borrow it sometime, and he was totally down for that.
Oh, yes! Oh, I didn't
The excited
even know.
face that Hilda is making right now.
I didn't even know that existed.
No,
What
I thought
kind
you would
of
be
board
excited
game?
about
It's
that.
like, what kind of...
I don't know. I don't know if it's like a Dragon Age. No, sorry. I don't know if it's like a Dungeons and Dragons format or if it's more structured, more like proper
Yeah.
board game. I don't know what structure, but we're gonna find out together at some point. I think.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah, that made my night.
Yeah, I thought that would be kind of fun.
I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition for like 3 days straight. So.
Yeah, I saw that. I really want to play it. I really do.
Oh, I forgot how good that game is. I can't wait for Dragon Age 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Also, I want to make another note. We are recording this January the 11th because we record pre-time. So this episode will actually be up in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which means two things. Tomorrow, our time, so January the 12th, will be the release for the trailer of the new stuff pack for The Sims.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm so excited because the teaser has been released and the proper trailer is tomorrow, and the pack will probably be out like in February, I think. And it's like supernatural ghost related.
Who you gonna call?
Hell yeah, bitch. And I'm excited.
That looks so fun. I hope
so-
they do it well.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that like, I think maybe we could have timed it better and made a Sims episode, but nah. That's nah.
Nah. We can
But
do
we're
that
gonna
another time.
acknowledge it here.
There's gonna be a Sims episode at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely. And maybe when the game is out and if we buy the stuff pack and stuff, maybe we can like talk about it, review it a little bit in a future
that would
episode.
be fun.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And also this episode will be released 2 days before my birthday.
Hey, yeah.
Hell yeah, beach. So I turned 25 then, and that's gonna be fun. Yeah. That's gonna be fun.
I don't turn 25 a few months after.
Yeah. But I don't have like any anxiety or anything about it. I mean, I just feel, I don't know. I've always been an old soul, so I don't mind age.
You know, I don't mind turning 25 either. I don't.
No.
It's not at old at all.
No, definitely not.
So I don't know. It's just kind of a fun milestone, I think.
Yeah,
25.
definitely.
Halfway to 50, you know.
Yeah. Totally. That doesn't make it feel any better. That's so
50 is the
Hilda.
new 30.
Hell yeah, beach. Yeah, look at my mother-in-law.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
She makes 55 look amazing. So.
Oh my god. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So Hilda, what is your Prattle Potion of today?
My Prattle Potion of today is something that I've been longing for all day.
Oh shit.
I am not an alcoholic, but
Wine.
but I have been waiting for this glass
Oh
for
shit.
such a long time. I'm drinking white wine
Good.
because I've been tired. I feel like I deserve it,
Yes.
and I've been working out. So I go like, I even it out with the calories of the wine.
Yes.
I even it. So. Cheers.
I mean, you're a grown-ass lady. You can do whatever you want.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah! So what's your
Nice.
Prattle Potion today?
My Prattle Potion of today is sponsored by Monster Energy Drink.
Oh, I wish.
we went to my in-laws yesterday, and they actually have a dollar store next to them, or like close by. So we usually like go in, buy some fun stuff. I know it's not the best company to support, but we rarely shop, so we don't do that all the time. And they have really cheap Monster Energy drinks. I think for this one, it's not the biggest can. It's a size smaller. I think it's about 10 kroner.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, that's really good. That's a good price.
So,
What taste? What
it's that white ultra one.
ultra? I've never had the white one. I think.
Oh, really?
I don't.
I
Think so.
usually buy this, actually. I don't know why. I feel like it tastes I don't know, I like the taste a little bit better. I feel like it's a little bit more sweet and not as bubbly. I don't know if that makes any fucking sense, but
I think
that's where we are.
The last one I drank was like the what's it called? Like the mango, like
the one
exotic taste.
It's
a
blue
little bit like
with
Fanta.
orange. It's blue with orange detailing, right?
Yeah, exactly. That one. I think that was the last one. Yeah,
it's my husband's go-to.
It's like Fanta, but it's Monster.
Not. But the thing is, it tastes like Fanta, but it's like a creamier texture.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. Our episode today will be very story-based. Last week, we were talking about Skyrim. We were having more of a casual conversation, talking a little bit about our experiences, preferences.
A bit much more like a ramble.
Yeah, and it was really nice. Or a prattle. But this week will be more structured because obviously I wrote this episode, and like we said, this is just gonna reflect us. So yesterday was more, or last week was more easy breezy, and this time will be more structured.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little bit of discussion, obviously, about the things that I talk about, but it will be very narrative from my
today it fits me perfectly.
Yeah,
because I'm such in the mood of just listening to something and just wake me up if I fall asleep.
Girl, please pay attention. But so today we are going to talk about, I think, one of the more well-known mysteries of Stardew Valley. So Stardew Valley, for those of you who may not know, is a, I guess, sandboxy kind of game. Not as much as like The Sims, but you can kind of role play, and it's a farm-based role-playing-ish game.
It's a very relaxing game.
Yeah.
At times.
Yes, at times. So basically you are the player. The player is a character that gets a letter from their grandfather, I believe, who in his will leaves the player his farm. You move to this farm and to pretty much
chaos.
Just start. Yeah, it's just pretty much start a new life, and it's run down. You get to work the farm pretty much from the ground up, and you get to meet new villagers, form relationships with them. You can explore a lot of mysteries, minds. I mean, Concerned Ape, the developer of the game, is such a freaking genius. I can't put the game.
Just one guy that does everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's sick.
He made the game on his own, and it's crazy.
That's so crazy.
So definitely just a big appreciative note to Concerned Ape for Stardew Valley, because there's so much lore and detail in this game, and he still releases updates, creates new contents. He's very also appreciative of modders, and he always finds it interesting to listen to modders and to listen to players, and I think it's a really great game, and it's structured in a very good way.
I always like it when there is like smaller companies or indie companies, or if there's just one guy doing something.
It's another thing.
Yeah, I know that one of my favorite games right now is Phasmophobia, and I think that's also like one guy doing everything.
Yeah, and that's not even released properly yet, right?
No. It's an open beta. What do you call it? But yeah, it's so much. They listen so much more to everyone that plays it and all the feedback and everything. I feel like it does more of a change.
Definitely, yeah, it definitely does. So with Stardew, I kind of wanted to ask you just right off the top, what are your experiences with Stardew? What do you like to play? What characters do you like? What's usually your go-to thing?
Okay, see, my go-to thing, I don't really like to talk to people.
Sounds like you.
I like to really just focus on my farm and make money and become rich. No, but yeah, I want to become rich. But I don't really pay attention to the people until I feel like I am like secured.
You're like at a point in the game where you're like, okay, there's no issue with money now. Why not just talk to someone?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's mix it up.
Oh my, maybe I should talk to my neighbors.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I usually start talking to people after like the first year.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when I feel like I have my chicken coop, I have my cattle, I start to having like stuff, and then I feel like, okay, now I can go talk to people.
Yeah, there's some structure.
Hi.
Hi.
I know I've been like away for a year, but
yeah. I moved here a year ago and I'm still here.
I just run into the shop and just throw radishes.
Yeah.
The guy selling it.
Pierre.
And then I just run out again. Yeah, I don't hardly know their names.
Oh, okay. So Pierre is the shop owner.
Yeah.
He's the one where you can buy seeds and sell stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And his wife's name is Caroline, and they have a daughter named Abigail. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the one with the purple hair. Yeah. Then Harvey is the town's doctor.
I like him.
And yeah, me too.
That's the guy I actually like.
Yeah, he's my go-to husband. And then his apprentice, I guess you can say, or I don't know if she's an employee, I don't know, maybe a nurse, I'm not sure, Maru. Yeah. And Maru lives with her stepmother Robin and her father Demetrius, is that his name? Yeah. And then he has Demetrius. Yeah, and then he has a stepbrother, Sebastian, the emo guy.
Right. Yeah. That guy.
Yes. And then we have George and Granny. I honestly can't remember her name. I think she usually asks you to call her Granny.
Yeah, I think so
but they
too.
are the old couple, and they have their grandson Alex living with them. Then we have Pam, who's a raging alcoholic, and her daughter Penny. They live in a trailer.
Oh, right, Penny's her daughter.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we have Haley and Emily, sisters living in a house. And then we have Jude. What's her name? Jude or oh shit, I can't remember her name.
Is that the one in the house next to it?
Yeah, it's the mom. I think it's Jude or something. It's a J name. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Judy?
Yeah, maybe Jude or Judy or something like that. And then she has a husband named Kent, I think, and he's a military man. Oh. And the whole first year in the game, he's off to war.
Oh, that's why.
And then he
joins.
Recognize. Yeah, so then he joins the game the second year. Oh. And then they have 2 children named Vincent, who's a young boy, and an older guy named Sam. No.
Sam.
I think the guy with the blonde spiky hair.
The jock.
No, that's Alex.
Oh.
Well, I think his name is Sam, but I honestly can't remember.
Yeah. No, I remember.
And then we have the blacksmith. His name is Clint. And then we have Gus, I think, owns the saloon.
Yeah,
that's
Gus.
Yeah, where Emily also works. Then we have Marnie, and she runs the farm where you can buy chickens and stuff.
I know Marnie.
Yeah, and then she has her nephew, Shane, living with her, and Shane's goddaughter, Jess. Yeah.
Shane's goddaughter?
Yeah, and we're actually going to talk a little bit more about that.
I'm intrigued.
To be continued. And then we have Mayor Lewis, obviously, who is famously known for having a secret love affair with Marnie.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
So there's a bunch of intrigue. There's a bunch of different relationships between all the villagers. I hope I didn't forget someone now. Oh, yeah, I did. Elliot.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
the
how could you forget Elliot?
And Leia. Oh, I love Leia. Leia's my favorite.
You forget the best ones.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the center of the town. So Elliot lives in a cottage, kind of, or no, like a shack.
Linus!
Oh, and Linus, obviously. So first off, Elliot lives at the beach in a shack, pretty much. And then we have the fisherman, which I can't remember his name either, to be honest.
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
No. And then we have Leia, and she's my go-to wife. So Harvey and Leia, they're pretty much my go-to spouses. She's an artistic redhead that lives in a cottage. I mean, come on. She's basically
she's basically
me.
You.
Yeah. She's
I love me.
Yeah, pretty much I marry myself.
Me, myself, and I, am I right?
Pretty much. So she's a little bit more nice than I am, but whatever. So Leia lives in the cottage, and then we have Linus, and he's a homeless man who lives in a tent. And then we also have the wizard.
Oh yeah, the wizard.
The wizard.
The guy.
Sorry?
The guy.
The guy. The wizard guy.
The wizard guy.
What?
Does
The
he
wizard
have a
guy.
name?
No, it's just the wizard.
Oh.
Yep. I hope we didn't forget anyone. I'm sorry. You can roast us in the comments if we did.
Well, we
but
got like the Fighters Guild thingy, but they don't.
the
Have
fighters.
a name.
Oh yeah. Okay. You mean okay? Yeah. No. I can't remember their names, and I
don't think they're not really important.
I just don't feel like they're a part of the story.
No, they're not.
Because there's a whole bunch. I mean, Sandy, Mr. Key. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different characters too. But I feel like they are the ones that belong to the village, to the town more.
Yeah.
So those were kind of just a quick as possible run through the villagers and stuff, and I just wanted to go through that because there's a lot of names, and obviously people may not remember all of them, but I just wanted to do a run through because we will mention some of the names, but I will explain a little bit more again who they are.
Sounds good.
So let's dive into the mystery. One of the most speculated secrets when it comes to the people of Stardew Valley is who is the wizard's daughter.
Who's the wizard's daughter?
Yes.
So that's a topic, like you know that he has a daughter?
Yes. So
okay, yeah.
we will get into that. So when you get to a certain point, there are heart levels when you form a relationship with a villager or stuff, right?
Yeah.
So when you get to a certain point in a relationship, you unlock new dialogue, you unlock new features and stuff like that.
You get a cutscene at certain points.
Yes.
Yeah.
So around 10 hearts, when you reach 10 hearts with the wizard, he will give you the following dialogue. You mustn't tell anyone, but I have reason to believe that one of the locals is actually my daughter. I could be mistaken. It's rare, but it does happen.
Okay.
So, now
who did you sleep with?
Right? So there are a few candidates here. Because of known family members and gender and other storylines, the candidates narrow down to Abigail, Jazz, Caroline, and Emily. And we also have two honorable mentions that are maybe not as likely or don't have as much ground as the other ones.
Okay.
So, to get my least believable candidates out of the way. So, according to Stardew Valley Wiki, there are minor evidence of it being Emily. Apparently, there's some dialogue with her sister Haley that hints to it, but I couldn't find what that conversation would contain.
Okay.
Then there's her interest in the occult, and considering her different hair color from her sister, she might be adopted maybe from an unknown mother and a wizard. Or maybe she's just like Haley's half-sister, and their mother may have had a relationship with a wizard. So that's kind of the loose theory around that. Yes. So because if you marry Emily, she fills her. So when you marry someone, they fill a room with their interests and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
well, I don't know. I've never married anyone.
Okay, but they do.
I've seen.
Yeah. And Emily fills hers with crystals and stuff, and she's kind of into crystals. So that occult lure is kind of something that hints to that. But there's not really much more ground around
she
that.
Just likes the occult. She's a little bit alternative.
Yes, definitely.
Kinda.
And also,
Yeah.
she has the blue hair.
Yeah.
The wizard has purple hair. It's not the same, but maybe that's a magical feature of some sort. Who knows? But then there's Caroline. So Caroline is the mother of one of our top candidates, actually, Abigail. So she's married to the shopkeeper, Pierre.
Oh, yeah.
She's the woman with the green hair. She's the mother of Abigail. And one of the supporting arguments for Abigail later on is the fact that Caroline mentions visiting the wizard a lot when she was new in town. To us, that does seem like maybe she was there for a love affair or something. But maybe that would actually be her being curious about her biological father. I mean, Caroline does seem to have a bond with the wizard, and since we don't know the age with the wizard, he could be 100, he could be 20, we don't know.
He could be 8.
Yeah, he could be a minor. But so it does seem possible that maybe his daughter might be older than we think that she is. So maybe she's actually, like Caroline, a grown-up rather than a younger woman like Abigail.
True.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But I couldn't really find much more to support that theory. So I do think our top candidates are most likely to be his daughter. Either Abigail or Jazz.
So who is Jazz?
So Jazz is the goddaughter of Shane. And she's one of the 2 kids in the village. She has the dark purple hair with the green bow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that skips rope by the tree.
Yes,
okay.
that's the one.
Okay.
And Abigail, Abigail. She's the one with the long purple hair. Yeah.
She hangs out with Sebastian and Sam.
Yes, exactly. So she's from kind of context, she should be a teenager, because I think Sebastian, Sam, and Abigail are teenagers. And then Jazz and Vincent, they are children. I mean, they're basically toddlers, between the ages of 5 and 7, I would guess. But so let's start out with the theory around Abigail. I believe that she is the most popularly believed character to be the wizard's daughter. But some people believe that theory to be too easy, and that it might be
too
there's too much evidence, and maybe that would be a red herring, because it's not the first thing that Concerned Ape, the developer, he has a tendency to be kind of sneaky about stuff.
So he came out and he was like, no, it's Abigail. Everyone was like,
maybe not. No, but it's maybe the point is for us to not know, and he wants different candidates to be very believable. But so the supporting facts or aspects of it being Abigail is when you get to 8 hearts with Caroline, so Abigail's mother, she mentions that when she moved to Stardew Valley, she took a while to settle in, and that she wasn't ready for the domestic life. She was
a wild child.
Yes, she was, Beach. She then says that as a newcomer, she used to take secret walks to the wizard's tower, which I mentioned before when I talked about Caroline, right?
Yeah.
And then she asked the player not to tell Pierre, her husband, anything because he has jealousy issues. She actually says this. Yes.
So...
Saucy.
I got some dirt on you.
Yes, bitch.
You better give me better prices. I got some dirt.
Yeah. I know your secret. Now give me your stuff.
Have you heard about your wife yet?
So Pierre, her husband, will actually also later give you dialogue where he says, "Does Abigail look anything like me? I mean, don't tell my wife, but sometimes I wonder if I'm really the father." Yeah.
Yeah, he is a jealous type. Gee.
Yeah. So, just like I was thinking, is this a jealousy issue, like Caroline mentioned about him? Or is maybe Pierre onto something?
Yeah.
I mean, usually there is that sense of that bond, you know?
Yeah. You got the feeling.
Yes. So, I mean, obviously the wizard, Caroline, and Pierre, they're having dialogues hinting towards a father-daughter connection. And also, Abigail's purple hair is one of the obvious things here. Yeah. I mean, the wizard has purple hair, Abigail has purple hair and stuff. But this is actually where more questions are raised.
Oh.
Yes. Caroline has a dialogue where she mentions that she wishes for Abigail to have her quote-unquote natural chestnut brown hair again. Abigail also mentions that she does not need to dye her hair anymore, and it's just staying purple at this point. So most likely, if they are not lying for some weird reason, we can safely say that Abigail's hair is actually not naturally purple.
No, it's
brown.
Yeah, it's brown.
Like Pierre.
Oh, so she's a fucking liar.
Yeah, she's a fucking liar. So, either that means that Abigail dyed her hair, either that means that Abigail's dyed hair is staying purple for some weird, like, unexplainable, magical reason. Exactly. Or maybe she just enjoys keeping it purple because she admires the wizard, and she, like, knows of their real relationship, and she wants to create that bond between them.
She hangs out with Sebastian. They're alternative, like, goth kids.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna color their hair.
Yeah, definitely. But why choose purple, right? She could have chosen pink or green like her mom's, or, anything else, blue. I mean, why is she so drawn to the color purple? Because, I mean, her clothes are purple and she loves amethysts and they're purple. Oh. It's like, it's one of the top gifts that you can give Abigail is an amethyst.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and also the fact that Abigail colors her hair purple, that might also be like a reason for Caroline to dislike that, because she feels knows. Like Abigail's looks more like the wizard when she's got the purple hair. Maybe she wants Abigail to have that chestnut hair again, so she looks more like Pierre. Maybe.
Because she knows something is up.
Yes, exactly. So Abigail can also be seen hanging out around the wizard's tower sometimes. Like late at night, you can see like she's creeping around. It's kind of weird. She's also, like I said, got purple hair, and she's into like the mysterious and the macabre. And she's also hanging around like the graveyard a lot and stuff. So because of all of my previous fact combined with this, it gives us like a strong indication to her being the wizard's daughter, right?
It feels like we're walking into a trap.
Yeah, but it's like so many components.
Yeah.
That are just pointing to it that it also maybe becomes too obvious.
It's all falling into place too quickly.
Right? So maybe this all points to her being the wizard's daughter, or maybe it just has to do with like
she just likes purple.
Yeah, but like, exactly, like, it's just random things. Maybe Pierre is just being jealous. Maybe Caroline is just a good friend of the wizards in a non-romantic way. And maybe Abigail is just actually admiring the wizard because she's like drawn to the occult and magic and stuff.
That would make sense too.
So what are your thoughts about that theory?
Well, like you said, it feels like it's falling into place too quickly.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm walking into a trap. It feels like it's
like really easy, but I mean, obviously these are clues that have been found throughout the game. So it's not just a thing like you're stepping into the game and these facts are thrown at you, but all combined it seems really easy.
Yeah.
So
but because it could just be like coincidences, like like you said, she's a little bit alternative, she likes the occult. She knows
Pierre is actually just jealous. Caroline is just a good friend of the wizard. And maybe she just didn't want us to tell Pierre because he would maybe believe there is something romantic going on. Yeah.
There's no need to tell if she had like a friend that was a guy earlier.
Yeah,
that
true.
Wasn't even like important in any way of romantic. It was just a friend. That's something you tell someone really jealous.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason.
It would just cause a fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And if he's really jealous, that makes sense if he's kind of like doubting a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Jealous people doubt a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But so, should we move on to the theory about Jess?
Yeah, I want to know more about Jess. I have not heard so much about her.
Yeah, so just to start off to make it less confusing, because you were shocked about the relationship with Jess and Shane and stuff, so I just want to make it clear. Marnie owns the farm. That's where the player, like I mentioned, can buy animals and stuff. Then her nephew, Shane, so, you know, either Marnie's sister or brother's son, he lives with her. And he also, when he moved in, allegedly, he brought a little girl named Jazz. And Jazz is Shane's goddaughter.
He brought her there.
Yeah, so the official story is that Shane and Jazz moved in with Marnie together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I don't know if this is like 100% confirmed or if it's just the most believable story or whatever, but I mean, Shane is Shane. Shane is he's a bum pretty much. He's slobby.
A bit of a sour jogger.
Yeah, he's kind of slobby, and he doesn't like, he seems like a very typical bitter bachelor, pretty much.
I feel like I can fix him.
Yeah, that's definitely, he's like, oh my god, I can fix him.
He's
like,
a fixer-upper.
Yes, he is. But so, Shane being Shane, he may not have been, like, feeling capable of taking care of a little child, because when Jazz's parents died, he, as her godfather, took over custody of her. And Shane being Shane, he was maybe not feeling up for the task to actually care for a child, because he can barely care for himself. So that may be the reason why he chose to move in with his aunt, Marnie, to help raise Jazz, because Marnie does not have children of her own. She lives on a farm. You know, it's a good place for a child. So this seems to be like the consensus of the info from the game. But that may be off. I don't know. But that's pretty much the most official story I found anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're going to go with that for now.
Yeah. So, I found a Reddit thread by the user the-optimistic, who has a really good take on the theory surrounding Jazz. So I'll just pretty much read their text to you, but I have made some minor changes to slim it down a little bit and to get some context.
Okay. All right.
So,
I'm in.
Jazz has purple hair and mysterious origins. Marnie is most likely the mom of Jazz, but she made up the whole Jazz is an orphan story, and Shane being her godfather, she asked her to cover up the fact that Jazz is the wizard's daughter, to protect her and Marnie from the witch's revenge. I believe that Marnie ended her affair with the wizard once his wife found out, to not get cursed. And she started another affair with Mayor Lewis. In one of the secret notes that the player can find, number 11, hints to the fact that Jazz has been on Marnie's farm since she was a baby, and that Marnie may have raised her like a mom. So to sum up this text, right? Marnie and Shane are telling the story that Jazz is an orphan and that she is Shane's goddaughter, and that's why they moved there, right? Okay. But according to this theory, maybe maybe Marnie and the wizard had an affair. And Jazz is the outcome, the result of that affair, right? But the thing is, the wizard, which is like lore in the game, has been married. He's married to the witch. That. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So the wizard is actually married, or has been married, to the witch. And there's a whole storyline you can go for with the witch, but she likes to curse people, and he talks about her being...
meet her?
No. Okay. But you can go to her hut, and that gives you a bunch of stuff. Anyway, yeah, you need to do a lot more playing. Yeah, there's a lot more story than you know. I am all
too isolated on my farm.
Yes, you are. But so pretty much, the wizard does tell the story of like how the witch likes to curse people, and that she became like really enraged with jealousy and stuff. And she was like really mad when they broke up or whatever. So maybe the story is that Marnie and the wizard had an affair, and maybe the witch found out, and would be looking to get rid of the child of that affair or hurt Marnie and Jazz in jealousy and stuff. So maybe Marnie and Shane, with the help of Shane, is lying about Jazz's origin to protect Jazz from the witch.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
That's so new to me.
Because the thing is, like I mentioned, the secret notes are things that the player can find in the game that gives you kind of clues and some Easter eggs and stuff. It's pretty much maps to Easter eggs.
I had a few.
Yeah, and I can put this picture up on our Instagram post for this episode, but there is a secret note, number 11, that has like a Polaroid picture of what looks like Marnie and baby Jazz on the farm. That
wouldn't make sense if Shane had brought
right. Because why would Jazz have been there for so long? Otherwise, maybe she was visiting, who knows, but why? Because, like, if...
Something's not adding up.
Right? Because, I mean, say if Jazz was really close to Marnie and whatever, but so why would Jazz's real parents put Jazz into Shane's custody and not Marnie's from the beginning if Marnie is this responsible woman with a farm and stuff? It's
Shane
kind of,
is Shane.
Shane is Shane. So that's kind of just not adding up, right?
No.
Yeah. So one of the things that is, let's see here. Yeah. So one of the things that is actually what people have against this theory is the fact that like Shane is Jazz's godfather and that he would have known her parents. But like if we assume that Shane is actually lying to protect Marnie and Jazz from the witch, then I mean this story does kind of that fact becomes kind of a moot point because I mean if he's lying to protect her, then it's not weird, you know?
No, it's not. It would make sense if the witch is prone to curse people and be angry. Overall. And then you would protect if something like that would happen.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, like Shane, he would want to protect his cousin because in that case, they would be cousins, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. They would be cousins. Of course, he would protect his cousin.
So this can be like a long shot, of course, but which theory? So say Abigail and Jazz. Which theory do you feel like is more believable? What do you think?
Well, I haven't really thought about Jazz at all, and I didn't know that Shane was her godfather from the beginning. No. So that's a completely new take on it, which makes me think that when you tell it like that, it doesn't make sense. In a way, if they have pictures of her when she was very little, why would her parents come and visit? What is their relationship to Marnie in that case? If Shane moved there later on?
Yeah, and isn't it kind of odd too that like, I mean,
why would they go there when she was so little? Like,
yeah, but because the thing is, I feel like Shane is not a stable. He doesn't have a stable income. He doesn't have his life together. Now he does live with his aunt, and he does have a job. But I mean, he's not the first person that I would give custody to with my kids, right?
No, he's not the person on the list.
No,
at all.
So like, why would you leave? Let's say that he's between his like. Maybe 25, 35, right? Like around his 30s, I feel. Maybe 25-ish, I don't know. Like that. Why would you leave your child in the hands of a man? Because say like...
Of a man.
Yeah, no, but a man like that. Like, let's actually didn't finish my sentence. That was why this came out weird. Because like let's say that Jazz is around 5, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that Shane is 30. When that picture was taken, Shane would have been around 25 and he would have been his godfather. He would have been godfather to her.
Yeah.
And then let's assume that her parents died just like right after that, kind of. Because, I mean, they're just not recently moved in, right? So maybe her parents have been dead for like 3 years or something. I mean, he's kind of young to be like a bachelor guy being in charge of a 5-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused to why he would get custody by just being a godfather, because that's also not kind of the custom anymore. You know, like becoming a godparent was more of a custom back in the day.
I feel like the only reason that could be
and that was more symbolic.
Like,
that's what I mean.
Something that could be is like that the either like the mother or the father was a really good friend with Shane, like the best friends for some reason, and maybe they didn't have family of like parents of their own that they still had contact with, which made them like, of course, our best friend would do anything for our child.
Definitely.
And then when they passed away, they didn't think about like they didn't think they were gonna die early.
No, of course. And that's the kind of only thing that makes sense, right?
Yeah, but that is the only other outcome from that, I feel, because otherwise the other theory that you told before would be that makes sense too, you know?
Definitely, yeah. But it feels almost like it's such a long shot that they wouldn't have any family or anything that Jazz would end up with. And Jazz's only godparent gets custody of her. Isn't that like kind of a long shot?
It is. But then I also think, like, how doesn't the wizard know who he had slept with?
No, but maybe he does know.
He's just giving hints on, like...
you mean like, I have
a child.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you not know if you have a child?
But actually, maybe he's like... He knows that he has slept with Marnie, but he doesn't know maybe that she's given birth because she kept it a secret. Because she knows the witch, right? She knows the witch is crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe she kept that a secret. Yeah, so maybe she kept that a secret from the wizard as well. But then he's like, okay, I see that there's a child here.
There is a child.
And she's got purple hair. You know, and the time matches up and, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he says, like, I have reason to believe. And that thing also matches up with Caroline.
But then how old is Marnie?
I don't know. She does have an affair with the mayor, and I believe, I would guess that they're maybe 40s, 50s, right?
Yeah, at least. At least the mayor, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
I believe the
mayor.
Older? Yeah, maybe I could guess the mayor maybe in his 50s, 60s maybe, and I would guess Marnie to be in her 40s or 50s. But maybe, I mean, you can still have a child at that age, and she never had children before.
And if it's a magical baby, you know, anything's possible with the magical baby.
And I mean, the thing about the wizard also saying, you know, I have reason to believe that this is my daughter and stuff, maybe that's also telling for the theory about Caroline and Abigail, that he's like, I know I had an affair with Caroline, and then she had a baby, but I mean, she's also married, so she could be Pierce, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's also kind of more telling, because say he had an affair with Marnie, right? And then a baby appears. And he's like, oh, I know she's not being with anybody else, because she doesn't have an official spouse, so that doesn't... Yeah. Maybe it's more likely that child is mine.
Yeah.
But like with Caroline... The wizard could be like, well, that might as well be Pierre's baby because she's married to Pierre, right?
Yeah, and she has naturally brown hair.
Yeah. So, like, all those things kind of, you know, it's like...
It can be explained in some way. Like, it's a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah, and that may be why he says, I have reason to believe. He doesn't know.
Yeah,
he has
maybe
reason
even Caroline doesn't know, if that would be the case.
Yeah, but maybe she suspects, and that's also maybe why she's so
maybe
against...
she went over to the wizard and had some fun, and then she went home, and Pierre was like, hey, want to have some fun? She was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
and
that correlation's...
How are you supposed to know?
Right? Maybe that's also why she hates... Maybe that's also why she hates, like I mentioned before, the fact that Abigail, like, dyed her hair purple.
Because she doesn't want it to be that... She
obvious, or she doesn't want that connection. Yeah.
No, she wants it to be Pierce.
And it's also kind of interesting though with Abigail. Why is her hair purple still? Because she mentions that she stopped dyeing her hair, but now it just stays purple. Either she's lying or there is a magical weird reason.
Maybe
or
she
also
just wants attention because she's like an alternative kid.
Oh, so you mean like she's like,
was
oh
like,
yeah,
oh my
stop
God.
doing it. Maybe it's so crazy, but she's actually still dyeing it.
Yeah,
you mean?
she's in her
Yeah.
bathroom furiously painting her purple.
But someone also mentioned the theory that so when you get to a certain level with in a relationship with the wizard, I mean a platonic relationship, he can't be a spouse or anything.
Okay.
But just a friend relationship, like when you get at 8 or 10 hearts, I don't know. You can go into his basement and he has like an altar.
Oh.
No, but he has an altar thing there where you can change the appearance of your character.
Oh.
Yeah. You have
What?
missed so much. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You need to explore Stardew more, hun.
Oh,
You really need to, because you miss so much. So, there's
I
also...
just play it for the farm.
Farm.
I like my horse.
Do you know you can put the hat on a horse?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, of course
Of course, I know everything about the horse. But so the altar, there's a theory that maybe Abigail actually does have like a good relationship with the wizard because she's, intrigued and like, and then maybe she was like, hey, can I use this altar? And he's like, sure,
I want my hair
go for it.
perked.
Yeah, and then maybe she just changed it on the altar.
And he was like, that looks good.
Yeah, maybe.
Perp,
Right?
The color.
Or maybe even he's always seen her with the purple hair because she's been dyeing it. So now that she made it permanent, maybe he doesn't even know what she altered. And maybe he still could be like, I think that's my daughter, So maybe, I mean, there's so many...
There's so many. Yeah, there is.
So I do still have 2 honorable mentions left.
Okay.
I don't really believe these theories, but I also think that it's kind of interesting to just, mention.
It's nice to go over.
Yeah. So, the honorable mentions are Mona or no one.
No.
Yeah.
He's lying.
Firstly, in the theory of the wizard not having a daughter at all, Caroline and the wizard may have had an affair, but it didn't actually lead to a pregnancy. Caroline may have gotten pregnant with Pierre and had Abigail, who had chestnut brown hair, and she dyed it purple, yada yada. She's interested in the occult, hangs out nearby, all that jazz. And then that actually binds together, I don't know, with what I said about the altar.
Yeah, it does.
Which is maybe Abigail used the altar, but the wizard doesn't really know what she used it for. So she may have changed her hair color permanently, and that may give him reason to think that...
He thinks that, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when he may have first met her, her hair may have been purple. Maybe he didn't see her as a child, or all that. And maybe she started dyeing it in her preteens, kept it like that, and then fixed it with the altar thing.
The wizard doesn't go to the town very often. He wouldn't
he's
see
like
her for most of
at a
the
few
years.
festivals, and he stands like in a corner somewhere,
Yeah.
And maybe the first time when the wizard met Abigail, he saw her purple hair. And he was like, oh, who are you? And, she was like, yeah, I'm Abigail, Caroline's daughter. And maybe he was like, oh, shit. She's got purple hair.
The
and
condom must have broke.
Yeah. So maybe, he thought that Abigail may have been his daughter, but she's actually just Pierre's daughter. And the wizard may just really be mistaken,
Yeah. Yeah, because he only says that he has...
reason to believe, right? She has a hunch. He doesn't know. So maybe that's just something that he just sees like, oh, she's kind of the age that when we had an affair, that would match up kind of. She's got purple hair.
Yeah.
She's kind of like me, So maybe actually the wizard may not have a daughter. And it's just, like I said, Concerned Ape wants to throw out red herrings. Yeah. Maybe that's just kind of a rumor, a fun thing to just throw around,
Yeah.
So, the last honorable mention is Mona. You probably don't recognize Mona, right?
No, I don't.
No.
Who's Mona?
So, when you visit the graveyard, the small graveyard, it's next to the sewer. Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Mm.
So, when you visit the graveyard, there is, I think, 3 or 4 tombstones.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the tombstones have the name Mona on it. Now, there are a lot of speculations about who this Mona person was. Nobody knows. There's nothing official.
Does the other tombstones have names too?
One of them has dwarven text. And it says something about the desert. And that's when you need the dwarven translation scrolls. And I don't think the other ones say anything, actually.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like the other ones said names, but everyone just shows like, who's Mona?
No, yeah, it's just Mona.
Oh, okay, then I get it.
Yeah. So one of the speculations, like Mona, there's a lot of speculations. Who could she have been? What is this name? All that. And one of those speculations is that she might have been the wizard's daughter, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But this theory is kind of weak, though, because the wizard does know a lot of stuff. So him not finding out that she has passed away does seem kind of unlikely. Like, why would
the way he says that a child...
Because he talks about her in
the form of that she is.
Yeah, like he doesn't talk about her in a past tense. He talks about her like now. He's like, I have reason to believe that I have a daughter in the village, not that I have had a daughter or I
had a daughter in the village. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't like this theory.
No. So that's why it's an honorable mention, but I feel like I wanted to mention Mona because it's still kind of a mystery of who is this Mona.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, and I couldn't actually find much actual proof around any theories. So that may be another Easter egg that the developer has added, or maybe it's just kind of like he knew a Mona, wanted to do, like
it could be
whatever.
Anything. It could be something that he's planning for the future and that he's gonna add in
Definitely.
future patches.
Concerned Ape still develops this game. There was recently an update that was really big. You got a new farm layout and you got new characters and stuff. He still puts a lot of things into this game, so maybe this is one of those things that it might develop in the future where we get a little bit more information of who this Mona may have been.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that theory. I think
it's too vague and it doesn't make sense because
it's far-fetched.
Yeah, the wizard, he does, even though he's kind of removed, he still knows a lot of things and he still attends the festivals and stuff. Yeah, so why wouldn't he?
That's how he thinks there is a child that is his.
Yes.
At all.
So why wouldn't he know that someone died?
Mona's been dead for a while, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, no. I don't buy it. No.
So, what do you feel? What theory is your favorite? Like, what candidate is your favorite?
Even though, I don't know. I don't think it's the Abigail one.
Okay.
But it's just because she has chestnut hair from the beginning. And I just don't... I just really think she's just an alternative teen that likes the color purple.
Because, honestly, we don't know if Caroline's hair color is natural either. Maybe Caroline has chestnut brown hair too, and just dyes it green. So maybe she got her hair color from her mom as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So that doesn't. It's not too determined that is a reason for her not being the wizard's daughter. Obviously,
no.
Before I researched this, I had heard about the theories, and Abigail was my favorite. But I'm starting to lean towards Jazz.
Well, yeah, I as you told the different theories, and as I've listened to them, I have never been like actually paying attention to that kind of storylines in this game.
No.
So I'm listening to it in a different kind of like way.
It's new to you. Yeah.
And I really don't buy the Abigail one, even though it like sets up very right. I just don't think like her fascination with the occult. Of course, that could make her friends with the wizard, perhaps. And like you said, she could use the stone to alter her hair, or she's just straight up lying
and
about
also,
that.
Also, when you meet the wizard the first time, he says that he's looking for a new apprentice. Maybe he wants Abigail to be his new apprentice, and that's why she hangs out around the tower.
And she knows that, and she's like, hell yeah, I want to be apprentice, because I love occult things. Color my hair purple, Dad.
Yeah, but also maybe that's why she colored her hair purple, because she sees the wizard as a mentor.
Yeah, and she wants to keep that color of hair.
Maybe she's like, oh, that's what it's like to be a wizard or a witch. So like when he's mentoring me, I want to be like him because he's a role model.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the Jazz, Shane, and Marnie theory is a little bit more mysterious.
It is.
And there are no answers to the questions. Kind of thing.
There's just like, Abigail might as well be Pierre's baby. She dyes her hair. She may just be interested in this stuff. But Jazz is like, we don't know who her parents are.
No.
Why is that picture of Jazz and Marnie there? I mean, if they weren't
why can't
close,
we find it? Why is like...
Yeah, why is it a secret note?
Yeah.
Why isn't it framed on the wall?
That feels very secret.
Yeah, it's
like they don't want us to know about that.
Very sus.
And that would make sense if the witch that he was married to was very angsty.
Yeah, but she was like very... She was out for revenge. She had a bad temper
too.
Yeah, she's very jealous. Yeah. She does, because one of the things that you may have met or seen the witch, is when you get there is a rare event that she can come onto the farm and put a curse on one of your eggs in the chicken coop.
Oh yeah. I've seen.
And it becomes a void egg.
Happen, but no. I've seen I've read about it.
I think that's one of the few times you can see the witch in the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
It's actually kind of when I was researching this as well, I saw a very, non-lucrative theory, but I still wanted to kind of bring it up. Because someone theorized that...
I wanted to believe it.
maybe Caroline's the witch. Because...
okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm still here.
So she does have green hair, which is a very witchy, stereotypical witchy thing, right?
Oh yeah.
She's very into herbs and plants, and she does have her own greenhouse. So that's kind of a witchy, aspect with cauldrons and alchemy stuff like that. And then you never get to meet the witch. You always see that she's flying, so you never get to see a face or anything, right? And also, maybe that would be a theory about Abigail being very magical, actually, because maybe the wizard and Caroline or her parents they're both magical, and maybe Caroline has made up this story, maybe they divorced. And she moved to the town, and she was like, yeah. Maybe she moved to town, and she was like, oh, I don't know. And maybe she was still visiting her ex-husband at the time. So that's why she could be seen, going to his tower. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting theory. It's very vague, but it's kind of intriguing too.
It's very interesting. Yeah,
definitely.
I would have never thought of that myself. No. But it's very interesting because... I can't turn it down entirely.
No, because the thing is, you can visit the witch's hut.
Where is that?
It's I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil. Yeah, I don't want to spoil that for you.
You can tell me later.
Yeah, I can visit. You can visit the witch's hut, and but you never get to actually meet the witch. Sorry, I said wizard's hut. I meant the witch's hut.
Okay. I got it.
And you can't meet the witch. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that the witch's hut and the wizard's tower, they are linked. So you can teleport between the two. Yeah. So that's also one thing that maybe it wasn't completely over.
So no one really knows who the witch is.
No. The witch is a mystery still. You can see her silhouette flying and stuff, but that's in the middle of the night and you never see a face.
I want to believe that story now.
Yeah, it's kind of intriguing, right?
It is.
You were very skeptical when I said it at first, but you were like, oh, I don't know, but it's kind of an intriguing theory.
Yeah.
Because maybe she's just gone like, you know, she's maybe just, you know, wanted more of a domestic life after her marriage to the wizard. Yeah. And she met Pierre and stuff. And also, people usually...
Wasn't she the one that said that she didn't want a domestic life yet when she was younger?
Yeah. So maybe she was like married to the wizard. She didn't like the domestic life and stuff. And she was a bit like antsy and, you know. But maybe she met the wizard, married him. Or maybe she realized after her marriage with the wizard that she wanted that domestic life with Pierre. And I mean, also some people have a tendency to draw like-minded people to them. So maybe, you know, Caroline, maybe she's actually a very jealous person.
Yeah.
And I mean, Pierre is a very, very jealous person. So maybe they're actually both pretty jealous people. And I mean, if Caroline's the witch, you know, she's known to be a jealous person through the wizard, right?
Yeah. If she likes to curse people, that would say that, yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of an intriguing theory.
It's very intriguing.
And I mean, also, the bad-mouthing about the witch, it all comes from her ex-husband's mouth.
Oh, she never says anything.
No, I mean, you never get to talk to the witch, right?
Wait,
so,
who is her ex-husband?
No, but I'm talking about the witch and the wizard, right?
Oh, okay,
So the bad things you hear about the witch is from the wizard. And he's her ex-husband.
Because he's pissy.
Yeah.
Because she left him.
Yeah, so maybe she's
he had
not
sex
a
with
fucking
someone
bitch
else.
or whatever. Yeah, so maybe she's not a bitch. She just maybe left the wizard to be with Pierre. Who knows?
Oh my god, oh lord,
yeah.
Oh lord, oh my god.
So I mean, you can spiral about this for so long, and I'm just so appreciative for Concerned Ape who developed this game, because there is so much. You can just sit here and spiral about these things. There are Easter eggs and stuff all over the place, right?
I want a keeping up with the Stardew Valley people kind of
right?
Could someone just like clip in all of the Stardew Valley people's faces on keeping up with the creation?
I actually believe people do like Let's Plays and stuff about this shit. Like, I mean, it's
so interesting. I've never...
And this theory only covers some of the people. There are almost as many theories about everything. Like, there's theories about who is Linus actually.
Yeah.
And what happened to him. Why did he become homeless? Yeah. And there's things about, like, who's Sebastian's dad? What happened with Robin before she met her new husband? What happened with him before he met Robin? You know, all of those things. That's also very intriguing.
It's a Desperate Housewives kind of situation.
Yes, and also Emily and Haley. There's a letter that can be found in the game that is from their parents, that they have like gone out of town on a long trip, and like that the sisters can keep living in the house. But I mean, what parents are on a trip for like years?
How long have they been gone?
Right? Because I mean, they are gone for so long.
Their parents they live there by themselves.
Yes. And I mean, it wouldn't have been or maybe I think young adults.
Young adults, yeah.
Yeah, because they are spouse choices. Well, actually, we do have teenage choices too, so never mind about that. But
we do?
Yeah, I mean, Sebastian and Abigail. I think they're teenagers, so maybe they're 18, you know.
Scandalous.
But they're young. They're young. But so I mean, there are so many different theories, and I'm like, you know, it would have been believable with Emily and Haley, for example, that they had moved into a house together because they wanted to share the rent and they got along and loved each other. But when he put that Concerned Ape, I mean, when he put that thing about the parents being on a trip, I mean, why? Because that just becomes weird, right?
Because they never come back.
No.
That's so strange. That's so sad.
Right?
They didn't just up and leave. They were like, oh shit, these kids.
And maybe they died. Maybe they did a whole, Tarzan's parents, like, died at sea, or on an else, I mean, Or yeah, both, or all. I'm not gonna get into Disney theories now, but,
I thought you said on ice.
No, I said Anna and Elsa. But I'm not gonna
get
into
they died
Disney
on
theories.
ice.
No, but they died at sea, I mean. Well, maybe they died where they went,
Yeah.
And also that's, okay, now I'm gonna spiral a little bit, but whatever.
Spiral for me.
So the thing is
Spiral for me, please.
Say that Haley and Emily's parents, they went on a vacation, right? And didn't come back. Or they haven't come back.
Sad.
But also, that may be kind of, there may be kind of inclination to them having died somewhere, because Kent, their neighbor, he's off to war. So obviously there's a war going on somewhere too.
That's true.
So maybe they have died in some sort of, attack, or, gotten like in the crossfire,
what
or,
idiots travel to the lands that are
at war. Yeah, but I mean, that happens.
That could happen.
Or maybe,
it could happen.
Maybe they traveled and the war broke out, or where they went, all of a sudden became a war zone,
Because we don't know when the parents actually left.
No, we don't know when the parents left. We don't know how long the war's been going on. We don't know where the war is going on. We don't know anything about that. We just know that there's a war going on. And I do think it's also a very important thing to touch on, because one of the other things that I love about this game is the fact that they do really mix up the characters a little bit. Mm-hmm. I would have wanted maybe a little more diversity in the characters, because there are like 2 black characters and that's that.
True.
Rest white. But I do love the fact that I think Kent represents people with PTSD a lot, and that's kind of a serious or darker twist in the game that you may not expect.
Yeah, not a lot of game developers would dare to delve into that, because it's a kind of sensitive subject as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And definitely when you talk about mental health in men.
Yeah.
That's very just a, taboo, toxic masculinity subject. So,
yeah.
But I think because, he does suffer from PTSD. He, mentions that he dreams about the war, and that he's, he feels out of place. And his, you can, catch, I think when you get to a few heart events, you can catch, him and his wife fighting, and you can, step in between, because he becomes mad and kind of aggressive, actually.
Oh.
It's kind of,
sad.
There were some very serious and dark turns. Also, if you talk about Linus, of him being homeless, and you can't really do much for him, And also Pam, and she's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And a serious one at that. And you can actually, I think there was an update where you could actually gather money to build her a house.
Oh,
and it's really beautiful.
That's so sweet.
And how her daughter feels so.
Because Penny is such a shy.
She's a kind person.
Yeah, she's shy, the teacher for the kids too, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah. There's no school, which also is kind of odd, isn't it?
Maybe what kind of city it's this?
Yeah, maybe that points to war as well, or maybe some corrupt regime, where they're like, we can't have a school. There's so many theories.
The game starts out with you sitting at a desk at some really corrupt office environment,
and it's
someone is
it's at
dead.
Georgia. Yes, and it's at Georgia.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you work for Georgia.
And they take over everything.
Yeah. And I mean, that's for those of you who haven't played, that's a storyline you can pursue because Joja Mart is like this big evil corporation, and it's trying to establish itself in Stardew Valley, or actually, I think it's called Pelican Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can either choose to help them and kind of go the maybe a little bit, kind of evil way, or you can help rebuild a community center, which will eventually get Joja Mart to leave the town. So I mean, maybe that's something too, like, the corporate world is trying to get its way through, or maybe there's like a dystopian world outside of Stardew Valley.
Because they're taking over everything, and that's the only thing that you see. And then there's this little Pelican Town where Stardew Valley, where there's just like freedom and fresh air.
Just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of people. There's not so many kids. So why would they start a school for like 4 kids?
But I mean, but also like, okay, so there's a school for these children, these 2 children, but there are also like teens or newly young adults, but they have recently been teens anyway. Where's their education? How did they, like,
are they stupid?
Yeah, but like, did they get an education? Like, I'm also very curious about that.
Do they go to school like in the next town over? Or
Yeah, maybe.
Like, there's a bus station.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that would be something
interesting.
Oh yeah, and maybe that's also why Penny teaches the kids now, because when you start the game, the bus is broken down.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And then she takes over because she's learned.
Yeah, maybe.
She's educated, and she can teach the smaller kids.
Yeah.
Because the other kids are like 18, they've finished.
Yeah, they're like good at this point. Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
But so maybe there's like, you can talk about theories for so long here.
Well, yeah.
I think there's so much more in this game than you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, we just scratched the surface.
The only thing I do is just farm and mine.
These are one of the perks to actually build relationships with the villagers.
Yeah.
And it's that you get these really actually deep stories.
Yeah. I think because when I play Dragon Age, for example, you can also build relationships with them, but like they disapprove or approve of the things that
of your choices. Yes.
Yeah, if you kill someone that's innocent, maybe that certain person disapproves greatly of that, and that other person agrees because that murder.
Yeah. Like Morgan.
Yeah, but they don't. It doesn't like take that Morgan? Much What's out of you.
Whatever.
Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan.
Yeah, she's more of the, if you like, the man that mages would go to the circle or like be contained. She wouldn't like that because she's she's an apostate. She's a wild mage. She wouldn't like that. But it's easier to build relationships with the ones that you want to build relationships with. You don't really, you can bring them stuff and bring them gifts that of course quickens the pace a bit, but there's just a lot of conversation. You just talk a lot with them. While in Stardew Valley, I feel like there is such I feel like it's a bit boring to build up a relationship under such a long time, and it gives you like, I don't know, I don't feel accomplished by that, because I know I played, the first time I played Stardew Valley, I didn't get very far, but I did try and like give people gifts on their birthday and talk to people. I grew like most attached to the Dr. Harvey, and Linus, I think, but it's just I didn't feel accomplished by doing that. So now I don't do it because I don't feel like it gives me anything in the end. Because what I want to do is, I don't know.
I just think that the relationship building in Stardew, that's secondary. Yeah, I mean, that's something you do on your way to do something else. You don't focus on that.
Yeah.
So it's not RP in the way that maybe Dragon Age is, where you could be like, I'm going to do these quests, but I'm also kind of going to pursue this relationship with this character.
Yeah.
because you can in Dragon Age, right? So it's more of a secondary thing, but you also get to know the characters. So I mean, I feel almost like it's maybe a little bit more believable in that sense.
Well, yeah.
In Stardew, because it takes a long time to build a relationship. Like, you're not really best friends with anyone in a long time, you know? Like, you may build up a relationship quite a bit with someone in the first year. But also, most likely, you're not going to be the bestest of best friends.
Well, yeah, no, of course
in
not.
a real life year, right?
It is kind of realistic in that way, because you actually have to earn their trust.
Yeah.
And I think Stardew Valley to me is more of the farm gameplay.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And that makes the relationships so very secondary to me that I do it later on, because I feel like when I feel like I'm done with my farm, I've done what I wanted to do. Because I get the urge to play, I get the urge to design my farm and do that. Then I can go over and talk to them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you should try to pursue the relationships more, because I think you'll find a lot of other fun stories.
Maybe I should just set on like one person at a time.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe at least 2 people, because then you could be like, I know this person likes this gift and this person likes this gift, and then you can
I have to Google that, and then I have to be careful with what I sell, and I could get monies. Monies.
But I think that would be just kind of like a story aspect that you may miss out on, because I mean, like I said, you know, all of this stuff that I've told you now has been things you can get from stories by pursuing relationships.
Yeah, that's true. I think I would like it if I got to that point.
Yeah.
I just need to get to that point.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I totally get it. I mean, I think it's so annoying to having to Google stuff and whatever, but it's actually, I think it was not in this update now, but in the update before that, they actually added the feature where the game saves the villagers' opinion about the gift that you gave them.
Oh.
So you can go into a character sheet almost, and see you gave them this gift and they disliked it, or they felt neutral, or they enjoyed it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to Google every time. You can just...
Okay. I can try it out. Yes,
you can actually just try it out and learn as you go.
I think I remember trying to give... I think maybe it was Abigail. Or maybe it was... No, it was Abigail. She asked for straw or something. And I gave her it, and she was like, no.
Maybe
I hate it.
Well, maybe it was what? She because the quest givers and the items the quest givers, because they can be quest givers too, right?
Yeah, this was a quest.
Yeah, and maybe it was more of
I did it for the money.
Usually those quests, they have a 1 or 2 day span before they run out. So maybe it was that you just missed the deadline, and she saw it as not a quest item, she saw it as a gift.
Maybe it was just when the deadline was out.
Maybe.
Because I remember it being my quest, and it was like, no. This sucks.
So stupid.
I was like, excuse
but you wanted this.
The one time I try and talk to people.
Yeah.
You ask
give me
for
this
straw.
Shit. No,
you get straw.
But so I recommend that you actually, for quests and stuff, I think you should try to pursue a relationship with Marnie.
Yeah.
As one of them. Yeah, because of Mayor Lewis's underwear.
Yeah. I just remember that's the only way. Yeah, because I have been able to grow a relationship with Marnie because of the quest.
Yeah. Just for context, Mayor Lewis and Marnie, like we mentioned before, they have a love affair. And for some reason, they want to keep it secret, even though they're 2 single consensual adults. It's kind of weird. Yeah, but anyway.
I don't know why.
So,
maybe it's because she has the wizard's daughter.
Look at you, Beach. Look at you. But actually, maybe that does make sense. Because maybe she doesn't want to form a official relationship or something. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so they have a relationship that they don't want anyone to find out about. And Mayor Lewis can give you a quest, and he says, like, look, this is really embarrassing. I lost a couple of my underwear. I can't find them. Can you please help me? And when you step into the farm, you can see that the underwear are actually in Marnie's bedroom.
Scandalous.
Yes, and so you need a high relationship, or not high, but kind of high relationship with a character to be able to enter the room.
It's
so
like
you
medium.
need to,
is it like
yeah,
when you
like a
reach,
medium,
like,
maybe 4 hearts,
Yeah.
5 hearts, something like that. And so yeah, that's pretty much why it's a good thing to try to build a relationship with Marnie, because that is a quest that you will inevitably get.
She likes flowers. I remember that much.
Oh, does she? Cool.
Yeah, she likes flowers.
And doesn't she like maybe, eggs and stuff too? That would make sense for her being a farmer.
She likes a lot of like farmer stuff.
Yeah, like
flowers.
Dairy, animal products. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just weird that he actually goes up to the new in town and be like, hey, this is really awkward, but
yeah,
my
I lost my underwear
are missing.
What
and
was
I
your name
can't buy
again?
new ones. I need to ask you.
Also, I must say that you kind of have to love Marnie, because she's the reason that you get a pet too. She gives you the dog or the cat.
That's true, yeah. I always choose the dog.
I choose sometimes the dog and sometimes the cat. But I know you're a dog person, and I'm both. So that does make sense.
Them.
I've actually, so I don't usually mod my games, right?
Yeah.
And I do have Stardew Valley on my Nintendo Switch, but I kind of recently got it on my PC.
Same.
And I'm kind of like, I want to play a game through and through before I mod it, because I want to know the experiences on like what is a mod, what is not a mod,
Yeah, and just get the experience of the original game as they intended it to be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I do have that because I have played it through and through on the Switch, but I'm trying to get at least somewhere on my new save before I start modding Stardew on my PC, because I really want to mod it, because there are such pretty mods for Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah, like muted colors, and you can change the portraits, which I'm not interested in, but you can give it also, like, they redesigned the trees and stuff to give more of a cottagecore vibe, and all the buildings have like vines on them. It's so pretty.
Just to make it more immersed.
Yes, and also like a little bit more magical. I think it's so pretty.
I've seen, I think it was a mod that changed the winter, maybe? Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was one that made it winter all the time.
Oh.
I don't remember, but I think it first of all was like, it changed how the winter looked like. And it made it look so magical. It was really like a winter, like magical Wonderland.
Yeah.
Wonderland. It was so pretty. So that, yeah. But is it hard to mod? Because I know Skyrim is a pain.
I actually don't know, because I haven't tried. I don't think it's too hard to mod, but why is Skyrim a pain? I've never modded it.
Because you need so many different programs for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to download like 3 different programs just
to
actually get the mods down to your computer, and then you need a separate program to like organize the mods that you have.
Wait,
while
really?
you play
I mean, for The Sims, it's just to drag it into a map.
Exactly.
That's what I'm used to. And wow.
That's what I thought when I was like reading about, because scary mods is such a big thing. I thought it would be easy. It's not easy.
Not easy.
It's not.
I don't know. Maybe it's because Skyrim is kind of a complex game. Maybe. I kind of doubt that Stardew would have that system.
No, I feel like Stardew was going to be like drag and drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just throw it into this folder here and you're good to go.
Yeah. I think so. Too.
But yeah, so that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. I love that we got kind of a discussion about Stardew and also other potential theories and stuff, and not only the ones I had written down. And I really enjoyed that, like, going through this, because this is the kind of episodes I enjoy doing, storytelling.
Yeah.
And having a discussion about it, because I love discussing theories and stuff.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to hear, especially since, like, this kind of game where I haven't really dwelled into that part of the game, and I can hear everything as it was new, as it's new, and that makes it kind of also it's a nice point of view for you. For you have like actually researched everything and played through it and stuff like that.
Like I can maybe see things like, okay, I have all the facts and all the theories, and you can become almost kind of blind. I mean, if you do one thing for a long time, you become a little bit blind to it. And you sit there, you have this fresh perspective because you have no idea. I mean, let's say I would dive into WoW lore at some point. You would know more about that and the character. Maybe like, oh, I know this fact. Oh, yeah, I recognize that. But now you were just like, it's really fresh. Like,
completely new to me.
I pretty much know which character you're talking about, but other than that, no.
Well, and that makes it easier because like I know the characters, but I don't know about the characters.
So that's what you should really delve into the stories.
I should. I really want to fix Shane.
Yeah, I've never done like a relationship with him or even tried to like be friends because I don't like him. I think he's an asshole when you talk to him in the beginning because he's so rude.
He is an asshole.
Yeah, but a lot of people when they have like developed a relationship with them. Yeah, he's supposedly really sweet.
Exactly. I saw a stream where someone played, and she was determined not to choose Shane. She has already like, I know who I'm gonna go with already. But everyone in the chat was like, as soon as she ran past Shane, they were like, you can fix him, you can fix him, you can fix him.
But yeah, so I've heard that Shane is actually really sweet. I don't like to pursue someone when they start out with being an asshole, even though you can like fix him and stuff. But I mean, that's like that's
why
a project.
Would I help an ass?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a project for people who want to fix people.
Fixer-upper.
A fixer-upper. But so yeah, what did you think about this episode? What did you think about it?
It was great. It was so much fun to like learn more about that game.
Yeah.
And the theories I love theories.
Yeah.
Overall, like theories about anything is fun to just go on about and try to make it like more believable, or is this more believable, or which turn should we take? It's so much fun to just discuss theories. And this game, since I know a little bit about it, it's more interesting to me because I know like the basics of anything, but I didn't know like the jazz that
the in-depth stuff
was her godfather.
No, I didn't know that either before this research. Yeah, maybe.
Allegedly godfather. Yeah. I want to see the papers.
Yeah, I want to see those papers. But so, just to have some context for this episode, we will add some pictures of the characters that, like, the main characters mentioned. So, like, Abigail and Pierre and Caroline, but also Jazz and Marnie and...
Shane.
Yeah, and Shane.
And the wizard.
And the main characters mentioned. And definitely we will add that Polaroid in the secret note from when Marnie and Jazz a few years back or whatever. Yeah. But I think that wraps it up for this episode.
It was a great episode. It was nice to just sit back and just let you tell me stuff. It was nice. I needed that. I needed it.
I'm glad. So remember, you can find us on Instagram on Prattle Potion and as well on SoundCloud and YouTube. And I think that's it for this episode.
Yes.
So we will see you guys next week for Hilda's episode, whatever that will be. So stay tuned for that. And please join the conversation on Instagram. And until next time.
Take care.
Bye.